The one where like you donate like 2,000 credits or something.
Oh yeah, we've had that pop up multiple times.
Okay.
Theater in the pound! Please excuse my thespian vernacular when I say Dow is going down! Enough of you, so time to be my puppet. On a string, I've had enough of you. Oh, dance, my little Muppet plaything.
I hear this song in my dreams.
It's very good.
Good.
I can't wait until the game actually comes out.
I cannot wait for the Dwarf Fortress Steam release.
Has already begun. That means you're done. We could both be pirates on the sea. You'll swab the deck and play a part for me. Mobs galore, you better keep it clean. Watch out now, my little friend, cause Sharkspeare's looking mean. I've had enough of you.
Switching back to my Meowburst icon.
I need to put this song on my YouTube or on my playlist for starting soon. And I didn't put my whole playlist for starting soon onto my new music program and get rid of YouTube music altogether. I just haven't gotten around to that yet.
A battle like no other.
Meanwhile, somebody is dying behind me, but I don't want to turn around because then I'll have plausible deniability.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was about to say, don't turn around. They can't die if you don't acknowledge it.
Oh, is that how it works?
If it doesn't happen on screen, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, if it doesn't
That's
happen on
anime
screen,
logic.
it doesn't happen.
Ah, alright. Well, I will keep that in mind. So guys, you didn't hear them, but as long as it doesn't happen on screen, it didn't happen, okay? I don't know if they can even hear me.
Don't worry, just tell the civilians.
Learn to love it. Every word I say, you'll covet. Start anew, stuck like glue. Bid your former self adieu, cause I've had enough of you.
Now they're plotting to beat me up. Send help! Oh wait, I don't have... No, stop autoplaying! I love this song, but I can't! Oh god, they're approaching.
It just works.
Ah, we'll go do this.
Do, 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 do. I still remember having this, like, awful screen with a D-pad and a button that literally only played Tetris, and it took like one of those big C batteries in it, and it was about the size of my torso. That was in the 90s. And then, like, years later, when I went to high school and I had Snake and Tetris on my my Nokia 3410, I was so amazed.
Oh, by the way, while you're here, Dusty, if you are still here,
Yes.
are we streaming are we doing the game tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, I can remember.
Never. They were banned from the game.
Oh no.
Oh,
if Rosalind says so.
well, I suppose at least I won't have to worry about being tortured anymore.
Well, if you're gonna say that, I might actually unban him.
I'm looking at flavor
Careful.
text of werewolf cards for Magic the Gathering, and like the best one, it's the Smoldering Werewolf. Never thought I'd see the day that I'd wish just to see a plain old werewolf. Flip it. Heck, I'd settle for anything that even resembles a werewolf. It's like this monstrosity, mechanical thing.
Go look at all of the Eldritch Moon Innistrad cards. It's literally town people becoming Eldritch Abominations. It's fantastic. There's actually Innistrad is my favorite plane because it's very gothic in orientation. There's always been like this trifecta of like angels, vampires, and werewolves, and then you've got other Griblies like mixed in like spirits and whatnot and zombies, but those are like the big trifecta. Two of the angels get turned by an Eldritch Abomination into an actual Eldritch Horror, and what happens is you flip the cards over and you put the two cards together to make the whole card. And it was really, yeah.
Oh, whoa, hold on. That's elaborate.
The only flavor text, well, I have two flavor texts. I can't remember what the other one is now, but the only flavor text I remember from my old hardcore Magic the Gathering days was: does not eat, does not sleep, it does not laugh and cry. All it does from dusk to dawn is make the soldiers die. It's like, no, poppers, no, doggo down.
Your doggo fall.
Well, she's sitting on my lap, and I went to get up, but her butt is too heavy, and it started to go down. It was
Nice.
losing its fight against gravity.
See, few can win against gravity.
Her butt floats in the tub.
It does.
Check media sharing. So that's something. So that's one of the two cards, and then it shows you where it goes in the flip side, because it flips and it forms the top half of the creature.
Interesting.
No, I suppose I should get the world actually generating while we're waiting.
No, never.
It's Dwarf Fortress. It'll be a long time otherwise.
I am getting pulled away to go shopping, apparently.
No, denied.
Well, I guess that's that then.
I would like to see you fight Ruka in a one-on-one battle, because she would hand you your ass soon.
I'm a wall. If she manages to knock me over, I still win by squishing.
R.I.P.
I'm pretty sure you're actually a squishy for a coat, but do go on.
I mean, in real life, I'm 6'6", and very fat. People have tried to take me down, and more often they wind up just tiring themselves out.
My wife could take care of that, actually. I learned early on, you don't mess with my wife. I don't mess with my wife. I just nod and agree.
Yeah, but to be fair, you're also made of paper.
I am.
Wait, hold on. Real quick, I've got a question. How are you married?
Yeah.
How am I married? I mean, through the legal
Isn't that
state.
illegal? I thought that was illegal.
You have to sign a document of 4-5, but not a 4-6.
But you're only like 13.
12 and a half. 13, I start getting charged for movie tickets.
Jaffer, people have tried to knock me off my balance, and they have not succeeded. It is very, very hard to move me. Some people have managed to do it a tiny bit, but I'm able to recover pretty easily. Also, hello there everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this evening we are streaming Dwarf Fortress! Yes, the emphasis was required because this is a glorious game that deserves all of the trumpets and fanfare!
I am yet to be impressed.
That's okay. The game will consume you as well. Because, you know...
Anyway.
The game is sentient.
Okay. I'm gonna vanish right now because somebody else wants to play a game with me. So.
Oh, well, fine.
Oh, fine.
Have a good night. But yes, hello
You
everyone
too,
and
have
welcome. Let's go ahead and jump in. I did begin the world generation already. We are just waiting on this. We are currently in the year of our Lord 123. Now 124. Now 125. So the thing about this, huh?
I was about to say though, if you make that backwards, that's almost 2021. We're doomed. We're all doomed.
Yeah, is anybody else bothered by the fact that this year is called 2021?
Yeah, the
No.
guy who made the Mayan calendar was dyslexic.
Joaquin, I have not been able to figure out adventure mode myself. I enjoy fortress mode. That's where my fun is. I would rather have an army of troops at my disposal instead of one piddly little person.
Mommy, what are you doing?
She's penning me under her butt.
Gonna get big?
Alright, I gotta go. Have a good night, everyone.
Toodles, have a great time. Yes.
Nice. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bow. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-bow. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. So one of the best parts about, okay, almost the entire thing about Dwarf Fortress, rather, are the stories. The randomly generated lore that the game comes up with for the entire world. There's basically, like, you see this number here, this historical figures one, currently at over 32,000. Each one of those numbers represents a single person in this world who has a fully fleshed out backstory, randomly generated, and yeah. Hey there, John. I do know what I'm doing. Or at least I did. It has been a little while, but, you know, it's like riding a bike, right?
Not much has changed.
Oh, hi there, Milo.
What's up, my long-eared amigo?
Just getting ready to enjoy this.
Good choice on the music, might I ask. This is some of my favorite kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, so you got all of these historical figures that have their own backstories. And then you've got these events, which are also all individual stories. When you generate a new world with Dwarf Fortress, you are getting an entire pantheon. You are getting full civilization spread throughout the world. It is so freaking in-depth. I've made this joke before, and I know I'm not the first one, but this game will become sentient.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I think it generates, what, 200 years of content? Or 200 years of history per person? An instance? Yeah, which might actually take 200 years to actually load fully sometimes. If you get unlucky.
I mean, we're at 183 right now.
That's not bad. I mean, if you want another really good explanation besides the one that Zim has been giving you, which has been very on point, might I add. The only other person I can say that's given another detailed instruction that's enjoyable to listen to is probably Seth Zintouch. Like,
I don't know
you're
that
on par with
person
that
or
with
their-
explanation.
I don't know that person or their explanation, so do share.
Oh my god. Oh, dude. Oh, I gotta show you. He's hilarious. Not right now.
Honestly, one of the most common causes of a fortress to fail is because we just do not have the technology yet to properly handle the majesty that is Dwarf Fortress. And so you run into a thing known as FPS death. In this game, FPS does not stand for, you know, the normal stuff. It is fractions per second. Or something along those lines. And that is basically the calculations. How many things it can handle, and technology just is not up and ready yet to handle everything that Dwarf Fortress tries to throw at it.
Agreed. I mean, Dwarf Fortress is like the only sentient version of Bitcoin mining I can think of.
Yes!
It's pretty close.
We actually do have a, the Steam release is supposed to add even more to the game.
So I've heard. That's terrifying.
I was reading on it, and apparently they're bringing in magic.
Oh, God.
And every time you generate a world, it will generate fresh schools of magic, fresh ways to do each ritual, and unique. Every world is completely unique. They've got their own instruments, their own everything.
That's
Yes,
so exciting, dude.
it is.
Do you have the pack that writes out like a huge text file behind the scenes just in case everything goes to hell?
I do not. I don't know what
I'll
you're
see if I can
referring
find
to.
it at some point.
I got the lazy noob
There was-
pack. Because
the
I
lazy
am a
noob pack's
lazy
good.
noob.
Yeah, it might. It's the only one to really play this game. Like, unless I'm not kidding, unless like you have an exact 24 hours to sit here and maybe like a large blunt, you are not going to be doing anything. I mean, you actually have a really good world setup so far too. This is the first time I've seen one with like a nice ocean to landmass ratio.
Oh yeah, I usually get decent setups like this. But yeah, every region, every little one of these squares has its own little story and name and everything to it. I call them squares, but you know, they're just ASCII letters and symbols.
You can use a tile set so people don't go blind.
No, we are using a tile set. It's just that I haven't seen a tile set yet that actually overwrites the world maps.
Right. God, they haven't fixed it yet, have they? I wouldn't have put the effort into that either, to be honest. Dwarf Fortress is amazing, honestly. Like, how much effort this guy has put in. It's been, what, 16 years?
The first version was released in 2006.
Oh god, it almost has been exactly 16 years. Constant updates too. Well, not
Yeah.
constant, but you know.
It is still considered an alpha game, and yet it has more depth and concept than any other game in existence.
Now we combine this with Star Sector.
I'm not familiar with that one.
So it's let's go to put it. Same kind of deal, generated universe, all that jazz. Living and thriving economy in space. Completely. It's like God, what is that one game that came out? It's a giant scam.
Not to interrupt you, but yes, Jaffer brings up a very good point. The cat tavern bug.
Oh boy.
It's a great example of just how in-depth they get with this game. Literally, there used to be a thing where you would have okay, so the game would keep track of dwarves spilling their alcohol, cats walking through the alcohol on the floor, and then later on licking their paws to clean themselves. And some of them would get drunk, and most of them would wind up dying from the alcohol poisoning.
Uh-huh.
That's how in depth everything is on this game.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Alright, I will accept this world by hitting enter. Yeah, Wolffab, that's the kind of monstrosity we're getting into here.
Oh, and it's
speaking
free.
of cats, oh yeah, it's free. They are coming out with the Steam version, which will be paid, but it's more of it's meant more as a kind of donation system. They're adding, they're still going to update the free version, but you're basically paying for the graphics to be added. And I am 100% okay with that. Because, you know, the guys it's just two brothers that have been working on this since day one. Now they've got more of a team, and they've got to, you know, pay the team, but those guys are getting a little old.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. They attach a Bitcoin miner. They'll have their own currency. Dwarf coin, I will back.
Yes. Speaking of, I'm sad that the Dogecoin has dropped.
Same, but you know, there's always a chance because we go into the moon someday, baby. But it might pop up again. You never know. Like Bitcoin started the same way when I used to have some. Started off as nothing, and then it became something, and
it became a monster.
It literally became a monster, and I don't think I'll ever forgive my older brother.
I don't think I'll ever forgive myself. I had a friend years ago that tried to get me. He's like, dude, this is going places. You should invest. I'm like, I don't have much money. Just buy a couple of coins. You will not regret it. And at that time, they were like 500 a piece or something. No, it was a couple years into it.
Ah.
Yeah, and he's like, this is going places. And I'm like, I just can't. I don't have that much money. And now I kick myself when I see that, you know, my $500 investment years ago could be paying off right now with $33,000.
Well, hey, if my other stocks decide to pop up like it looks like they're going to, I'll pay 6 months of your rent. How's that sound?
Hey there, Clito Dev. I did not know that it was adding music as well. I do know about the tile set. I'm looking forward to that. And as well as the Steam Workshop support, I am planning to put in a Martin Anthro race. one of the beast folk. I am going to make a mod to put those in because, Martins need their love. Martins deserve to be loved.
Martin Municipality must happen.
So I will get a Martin mod put together. I will commission all the art to match the new tile, the official tile set, and I will have it done. Speaking of Martins, let me go ahead and share one. Let's see. I think I will go with my personal favorite. I mean, we don't have any ideas of the price that I'm aware of yet. Here, let me pause the music. $20, all right. But yeah, these adorable little critters. I want to get these things in there. For those that are not aware, this is a marten, a type of mustelid. This particular one is a sable, which is the variety native to Russia. They're adorable little tree noodles. Versus, their cousins, ferrets, the carpet sharks, and then you got the water noodles, which would be otters, and then the attack noodles, weasels, and then the angry noodles, wolverines. Pet the forbidden tongue.
I keep looking at the GIF you put up, and every time in the background I realize that guy's shirt is destroyed.
Yeah, that little guy, or girl rather. This is Titania. She's adorable. Then let me. Oh, here's a good one. This is Billy. We watch as the marten slowly approaches its prey, ready to pounce. Yes, they are, Clino. Martins, wolverines, ferrets, weasels, otters, they're all mustelids. And, but my favorite, obviously, are these adorable little guys. Hey, Jaffer, you're not going to be disappointed with the 6. Because this is 6. This one is Uma. She's getting some attention. When her human pulls her hand away, it's like, no! More! More tribute, human!
They're so good.
Alright, one more before we get into the game itself. Where is it, though? I think it's like 120 something. I was slightly off. It's 113.
Nice.
Oh no, I'm spotted. Duke, 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 Duke. Human is here. Do you has egg? Duke. Duke, 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 Duke. Itchy back, scritch, scritch, scritch.
Aw, thank you, Odd Socks.
Oh no, I'm spotted. Duke, 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 Duke.
So
Duke.
this little one is a pine marten.
Human is here. Do you
They
have
really
egg?
need to be in the game. I would pay for DLC to have them added officially. Mostly so the, Martins get,
Itchy back.
it's
scritch,
more to
scritch,
get them
scritch.
more well known. Because people need to know that Martins exist.
Oh no, I'm spotted.
Doop, 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 doop. Alright, now let's get the game itself started. Enough Martins for now. So, what I had done, I went to create new world here, For the record, as of right now, you still have to use your keyboard. So that's what I'm using, the arrow keys going down to create new world. You hit that. And you select all of these different settings. I always go with mineral occurrence everywhere, so it's more likely to have a nicer time. I don't mess with a lot of these other settings personally. History, you really do not want to increase it past medium. At least not unless you want to leave it for a week or longer, generating just the world. Right now, with medium, which is what I did that one on, it was 250 years of history on this world that was generated. And if you go up to long, you're getting to 550 years. And very long is 1,050 years. So I recommend sticking to medium. I usually stick with a medium world size, because you really don't interact with that much of the entire world. Because the game keeps track of everything in the world, but that doesn't mean that you're actually seeing everything in the world. Civilizations, that's entirely up to you what you want. I went with, I believe, high for that generation. Might have been medium. But yeah, so then you would just hit Y on your keyboard to go, as you can see here, and it starts generating. After it's done generating, it'll be like you can abort or accept the world. We're gonna abort now because we already generated our world, and we're gonna hit enter for start playing. We only have one region right now, which is the one we just generated. You do have 3 game modes on this game. Dwarf Fortress, which is, you know, kind of the main mode. It's fortress mode. You build a fortress with a bunch of dwarves. Adventurer mode, where it automatically generates a whole bunch of quests and other things for you to go on. You're playing just one person. You can be a dwarf or a number of other civilizations or beast folk or whatever. I honestly cannot figure out how to play adventurer mode, so I've tried figuring it out. It's a very complex game to do. So I have not really done that on stream because I just can't figure it out myself. I'm gonna need to find a tutorial at some point. And then there is Legends. It's a loose definition of a game mode, but I mean, RimWorld, on the RimWorld Steam page, they say outright they are inspired by Dwarf Fortress. But the Legends mode is where you can go. In fact, we'll go ahead and do that now. Hopefully it doesn't break things. I forget. So right now it is loading up everything. So, you see these numbers here? These are all the different stories you can read through. It's a lot. Even regions in the world have their own stories and such. You got structures, you got the Age of Myth. We'll just go ahead and go into historical figures. So here you've got a whole bunch of different historical figures that you can go in. Here, Shoveth, the Forgotten Beast. Shoveth was a forgotten beast. It was the only one of its kind. A towering, hairy sauropod. It has 4 short horns and it belches and croaks. Its turquoise hair is patchy. Beware its poisonous gas. Shoveth was associated with water, lies, and caverns. In a time before time, Shovith began wandering the depths of the world. Some of these creatures have more of a story than others. And this whole first page is basically a whole bunch of very nasty enemies we might have to deal with. Here's a dragon. Here we go. Sloron Flicker Sweltered was a dragon. He was one of the only ones of his kind. Sloron was associated with wealth and fire. And then you can see all of his little history here. So in the first year, he settled in Kankerscard, the Drill of Sects. He became enemies of a few places. In mid-autumn of year 11, a large smoky quartz was stolen from Channel Virgin by Sloron during the rampage of the dragon Sloron Flicker Sweltered in Channel Virgin, and brought to Kankerscard in the Drill of Sects. And this is just individual people. But yeah, it's crazy, the amount of depth to this game. Now I believe that okay, so this is all of the events that happen from, the start of all of the notable events, rather. From the beginning of time in this world. In the year 1, the dwarf Deller Armor-Blushed became the king of the construct of messiahs. In year 1, the key of distinguishing of the construct of messiahs founded Saint Mirrored. And it just kind of continues on. But that's not what we're mainly here for. So, Region 1, Dwarf Fortress. You hit enter to begin loading that. So this is the world's calendar. As far as I'm aware, these month names never change, but that could be false. I've never actually paid attention. But either way, here we are on the maps. This is the overall world map over here. You can see this X is where you're currently selected. Then you've got a zoomed in view of that region. And then a local view, which is where you actually select your fortress itself. You got a whole bunch of commands down here that you can look over and view through. I am going to hit F for find. And I'm gonna go with a medium temperature. I like rain. We're gonna go with medium there. Well, actually, we're gonna just leave that off. Fluxstone layer, yes, you want that for various purposes. Mainly for the sake of, you mainly want Fluxstone for crafting steel. Aquifers, those are very, very annoying to deal with. They are basically blocks in the world underground that generate infinite water. I typically, though they did update it, you see the light and heavy, it used to be just one. I just generally do no to both of them. But I do like to have a river on the surface, so we're gonna go with yes for that. Shallow metal, multiple. Deep metal, multiple. Soil, you do want to have soil as well as clay. Both of those, well, the clay isn't as important, but it is useful. Mostly in the form of crafts. I will say one little trick that I found to make yourself all the money in the world if you are on a river or ocean that has access, that it's random what's available in each area, but if you're in an area that has mussels, work on your fishing. Because your fishermen will bring up all the mussels that you could... They bring up more mussels than you could do anything with. And each mussel has their shell. And the mussel shells can be turned into crafts. And I've literally had fortresses where I have 3 dwarves focused only on mussel shell crafts. And they cannot keep up. And while each craft does not sell for that much, when you've got 10,000 things worth anywhere from 20 to 30 value, it adds up. Yeah, unless you die to shell lag. That is fair. That is very fair. Also, hi there, Toshime. How you doing? One moment, everyone. I'm going to start up the Stream Raiders, and then we will, I gotta step away for just a moment. Oh no! What's wrong, Toshime? Or if you don't want to say there, my PMs are always open, so send me a message on Discord or Telegram, and I want to make sure you're okay. But anyways, I will be right back. Toshime, despite that, you are more than welcome to message me anytime, and I'm more than happy to listen. Wolfab, most kills and most assists. I was so excited to get back to the game that I almost forgot to switch back to the game. You okay there, Milo?
Life do be like that. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just stretching.
Ah. On to the boss fight. The first arena.
Digging this Game Boy looking color palette.
Yeah, this is their retro something event. You should come get involved. Go play some troops. We need more peoples.
Was that,
Huh?
was that a dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another person in the chat. I thought that was your other computer.
Yes.
Yes, Dusty is now my computer.
The computer now.
Oh,
I will crash at every opportunity, I promise.
I don't know
Oh,
who
no.
Dusty is. I don't think I've talked to Dusty before.
Dusty normally only comes around for tabletop games.
Ah.
All right, so
Today's a surprise.
Yeah, it's a nice one. So we've got our find parameters set up. So now we're gonna hit enter, and
Welcome
it will
to the world of
begin.
Todd Howard.
Huh?
I said, welcome to the world building of Todd Howard.
So now we are scanning through the world, all of the potential embark sites, to find areas that match what we want. So as you can see, those green X's, those are some matches. We have a lot of them on this world. So at this point, we're going to hit escape to browse the results. And they are still flashing on the screen, as you can see. If you do lose your marker, it's generally in the center of the region map here. Just so you know. Now, I would kind of like to be near some of our allies. We're going to hit A for the embark assistant. Get an idea of what's nearby. So this area's got an evil tower nearby, which could be a problem later on. I don't think we're going to want to settle there. At least not for the tutorial. Let's see. We've got elf skulking. Skulking, if I remember correctly, are goblins and kobolds. Apparently the tower is still close enough to here, or there's another one. I think this little upward arrow might be a tower. Oh yeah, over here, the temperature, you generally want that temperate or warm. Trees, you want to make sure you have plenty of trees, so woodland is good. Other vegetation, moderate is good. Surroundings, untamed wilds. That does mean that you have a higher chance of seeing some very angry animals. So you'll want to keep that in mind. But
Most importantly, pray for metal.
Huh?
Most important, pray for metal.
Yes. I do have it where metals are everywhere, so we should wind up with every type of metal in this region.
Oh, good.
But anyways, so we've got this spot that is looking good. We were using the arrow key to move around on this map. But now to move around on the local map... Oh, whoops. As I accidentally zoom in. To move around on this local map here, you're going to use U, H, K, and M. Okay, skulking are the kobolds. Goblins are separate. Kobolds are easy to deal with. In this game, they are barely above animals. In fact, if you wind up having one in your fortress, they count as both a person and an animal. It's complicated.
How convenient. How convenient.
They're not so cute in this game, though, Jaffer. But yeah, so we've got... I've got the Embark Assistant, so I can see what's in this region. We've got iron, gold, silver, copper, nickel, zinc, platinum, etc., etc. So this should be a very nice Embark site. It looks like the soil is 4 layers deep. So we'll have to dig below that to properly get things set up. And we got sand and clay, which is also very good. Now, some areas where you might try and set up, you'll see this little option down here at the bottom, View Biome. So you'll hit F1, and you can see this is the area that is matching these stats, and over here. And then if you hit F2, you'll see those stats. So we're going to have 2 different biomes in this area. We've got a temperate ocean and a temperate shrubland. Welcome back, Refab. So here we are going to have a stream. One thing to note, you want the Dwarf Fortress wiki up at all times when you're playing Dwarf Fortress. Just trust me on that. So we're gonna search for stream. I forget which one it is that they can walk through. Broken easily, but yada yada yada. Alright, so the stream is one that they cannot walk through. Brooks are really tiny. You do not want those. I mean, Brooks have their uses, but in general, I don't care for them. I'll put it that way. But I'm thinking that I like this location. We've got a good variety of what we need. I might actually... Oh, apparently the Fluxstone layer is only down below in this ocean area. So we're gonna have to find a way to dig below the ocean.
Y'all got this. Don't worry.
We're dead. Game hasn't even started yet. Game over.
Time to regenerate.
Okay, here we have 3 biomes. Let's check the third one here. You know, this wouldn't be bad. Oh, wait, no. Then we're losing our river. I want the river. Yeah, so we're only going to have Fluxstone underneath the ocean tiles. But that's okay, because if we dig deep enough, we'll be able to run into those. So we're going to go ahead and hit E to embark. Enter. It'll pop up that warning anytime you're next to the ocean because it's got salt water. But the stream there should be fresh water, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Emphasis on should.
I like my freshwater half and half at the nearest estuary. Gives you that salty brine.
What?
You know, a little sugar, a little salt, a little water, delicious.
Okay then. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one. The easy start made for new players here. So these are little like packages. Oh wait, Plano Dev. I guess we had an actual developer in here.
Yeah.
Jeez, I feel special.
I mean, I don't want to be the guy, but you're probably like one of the 4 people that's playing this right now.
Fair.
He's still here, I think.
I mean, I kind of assumed they were a dev, but, you know, based on the fact that their name is Clinodev, but I wasn't sure, but, you know, cool. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go with the easy start made for new players, as I said. Just hit enter. And these are our dwarves. So this little pack automatically assigns a lot of your points. Sometimes it doesn't assign all of them, but this particular one seems like it got everything. So over there, we've got our dwarves. We can hit right to the right arrow to go through these. These are all the different skills your dwarves can level up. There's a lot.
It's been a while. This burns.
Why does it burn?
It's just... I just remember trying to manage this my first time playing this after waiting a solid 2 hours plotting. And just the grid sheet that I have. I should have just put it on an Excel file. Like, good god.
You can hit tab to go to the items and see what you've got there. We're starting off with 2 copper picks, an iron anvil, which we can actually go without the anvil to get more points. Because usually by the time that we are ready for by the time we're actually ready for anvils and such, we typically wind up having a trader come by that we can just trade for an anvil. They're usually cheap. But you do need to have an anvil in order to, you know, actually have your start crafting metals. I've always been curious how... Because you cannot make an anvil without an anvil in this game. And I'm like, so how did they make their first anvil if they didn't have an anvil?
So for me, I never had an anvil. I fought with sticks until I died.
Oh god.
Dude, I don't know what you're thinking. Like, my Spearmaster and Bowman, they were unstoppable. However, Tantrum Spiral happened. They killed each other with sticks. Oh man, I love this game so much. It's so deep, but it's like a thick, rich soup. You can only eat so much because you're like, this is overwhelmingly soupy. Yeah. I would have to agree there. You throw it in the background like Oregon Trail or something, but it eats your entire 3090 in 5 minutes.
So, they do almost all of the packs start you off with an iron anvil, but typically you're not even ready to use it until you have until the first dwarf trader comes, and they come every year. And I have never seen them not bring an anvil with them. So, I'm going to go ahead and remove that because Jim behind me just said foreshadowing.
He's not wrong.
He has put his luck into the game to curse me with that single word. I will tickle you for that.
It's not like it's not like anything's going to happen.
And then you say that?
I'm not that lucky.
Good luck, Sim.
Yes, Jim, you are that lucky. Yeah, I'm not accepting that.
It's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't accept that either. But I did.
Get him a
flashbacks
ticket?
of Wood Ma'am. A ticket?
I don't know. Oh, I see, Karma. I think Wolfab misspelled tickles. Oh, a lottery ticket. Jim does usually win those. Doesn't usually win big, but he usually winds up at least making some profit off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, same.
Though, he really should keep going on that. You know? That builds up, you know.
If you want.
But anyways, so we've got our quiver, which is required for carrying, you know, the bolts. These are going to be for the hunter that we're going to have. Now, things that are important. Seeds. All of these seeds are very important, or spawn as it's called for the mushrooms. Plump Helmet is your best friend. Plump Helmet is something that dwarves can eat happily, and you can make beer out of it, and it grows in every single season, so you don't have to worry about that. It's your best friend. Do keep in mind, though, your dwarves will get mad if you only feed them that, so you will have to vary the diet a bit. But for early game, even to late game, Plump Helmet is still where it's at. I always find it funny, though, how the fully grown Plump Helmets, as you can see down here, those cost more than the spawn. It's like, you can grow your own for cheap, or you can buy it fully grown for more. But we are going to grab more Plump Helmet spawn. We're going to increase our pigtail. Pigtail is typically used for making cloth and rope and such. Cave wheat. Honestly, I've never gotten into bread baking in this game, but that's what that's used for, as well as making certain varieties of booze. Dwarves do not like... they typically refuse to drink water. If you don't provide alcohol, they will often dehydrate and die. Or rather, pass out, and then Your doctors will go gather them up and force feed them water. So keep in mind, always have booze on hand. They're dwarves after all. Alright. Now, bags are something that are very important as well. Without bags, all of your seeds and such are just going to be taking up a single tile each in your stockpiles. And that gets overwhelming quickly. So you want to try and make sure you have quite a few bags on hand.
Storage space, good.
Yes, yes it is. We're going to bump up our Dwarven Wine to 20, Dwarven Rum to 20. And that is most of our money spent already. It does typically start you off with a random variety of meat. Some splints, crutches, bucket, various things that you need. Battle axes are the same as lumber axes. You need those to chop down trees. Sorry, you can't chop down a tree with your bare hands in this game. And we are going to do N for new. And we're going to try and find ourselves a cheaper bag variety.
What do you cut down trees with their bare hands? Their knuckles are weak.
Sure. Oh, okay, type in parts. Oh, why is it not letting me find bags? Do I not have enough money? Or enough points? That's very possible. It's probably filtering out what I can't afford. Ah, there they are. Pigtail bags are much more expensive. Looks like 10 is the cheapest we're gonna get. You know, that's a great point, Policy. Also, I'm gonna turn down the music. It's a little loud. There we go. Yeah, plum-helmeted men are nice as well. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the sand. That's a great idea. Why am I not seeing sand? Are you sure it's cheaper? Because I am, for some reason, not seeing it. Let's go through this. Kangaroo cheese! Yes, that is a thing. Ah, that's fair, Policy. That is fair. So what you guys are seeing here are not... This isn't even everything in the game. It's just what your civilization has access to. At this time, that is. Barrels are always useful, but you don't need to buy them because you can easily craft them. Thread is always good to have on hand, but we already have some. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go this route for more bags. We'll get some dingo leather. Oh wait, that's expensive. Okay. Here we go. Naked Moldog leather bags. Alright, well, since that's all we can do for bags right now, actually, I'm going to reduce the wine a bit, grab another bag, and then we'll buy, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, wait, no. That's why I couldn't find the sand. I've already got one of each variety of sand on the main page. So we can just, we'll keep 2 actual bags, but otherwise we can just add a whole bunch of sandbags. We'll grab more wine first, make sure we get to that 20. Oh, another thing, don't bother bringing in any logs. You can harvest those real easy, real fast. Anything else here that they're sneaking in on me? I don't see anything. So, yeah, we're good there. One moment, Jaffer.
Say a pun joke.
There you go, Jaffer. Is that satisfactory?
I've been talking for like 10 minutes and I didn't realize I was just muted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at one point I guess I yawned and hit the button on my headphones.
I mean, that's what you wanted me to say, Jaffer. Here, I'll even throw in a freebie. Chim? Go ahead and say that for him.
Ha ha ha. Wait, ha ha ha? I'm not sure. I kind of want a more cheeky one. Or maybe I should do over the top, like, anime girl, like the ha 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 ha. Does that fit?
Please don't ever do that again.
We were talking about it.
Damn it, sucker, calm down.
Earlier, that was something of discussion for those who were not aware. The characters that act that way.
Alright, so we are going to hit S to save. We'll go ahead and do enter. Oh, wait. Nope, never mind. This is the embark profile, I forgot. So shift and space to abort that. Alright, we're gonna do Shift G to name our group. I need a name, everyone!
Acclaim spreads.
I'm not naming my... That's not what I'm going to name the dwarves. So we need an actual name for the group itself. Apparently, Jaffer did not like that.
Oh, that's fine. I like torturing people. Why do you think I started the Round Use Foundation and it upgraded into a cult?
Yeah, that.
Which is an upgrade in Jaffer's mind.
We cannot name our group Bob.
Name it Rofuse, because it's gonna
I can't do
I
that
don't know. I think
either.
it's a fine idea.
We have to do an actual name for it, like different words. That's how it works. You can't just type in the name.
It's been forever since I played, so I didn't remember.
Alright, we have Toshime with the most assists, and that is it to give out. The Flying Rogue Scroll goes to Toshime, and the Berserker Scroll to Wolffab. Congratulations! On to 8-Bit Land. Well, we don't have any skin chests on this map. So we're gonna go up this top, down, hit that, and then up to the boss. Sound good? Too bad. We're doing it anyways. Fuck it! We're doing it live! Oh. Give me one moment. I got some people to upgrade and stuff. And I got all this gold, I might as well buy that. Alright, upgrade my archer, my flag bearer, and my war beast. Alright, back to the game. Let's see here. Alright, we gotta figure out our group's name. So this is how it works, is you come up, you pick out a word and you kind of craft things together. It's a little annoying that you can't just type something in, but at the same time it translates it to the dwarven equivalent. Because they've crafted a full language to this game. Abby is Kulet, Ace is Alak, Act is Bedok, so on and so forth. Let's see. We'll go with the animal something. Let's see, first adjective. Oh wait, I know what we'll do. You can do E to search. E. There, the good boys. Well, you know, good boy. But still, that's the name of our group. And then you hit escape to finish that. Shift F to name your fort. Right now its default name is Helms Oregon. Kind of like that. I think we'll stick with it. And now, E to embark. Now it is normal for the game to start not responding when you do that. Why are you opening? I did not tell you to open. And that has crashed Dwarf Fortress. Why was Stone Sense opening? Fudge muffin. Well, I don't know why it started opening Stone Sense, but we're going to have to be on the ball on removing that faster. I don't know where it's even at. I'll have to hunt it down later. I believe, yeah, this is the spot that we selected. Then again, this river would be nice. Or is that not a river? Let's move this up. No, that's also just a stream. It's hard to find an actual river in this game. It does look like there's a few down here, though. Yeah, these are minor rivers, but still rivers. But we'll go ahead and stick with our initial embark site, because I liked it. I do enjoy having the ocean available. Alright. Yeah. Embark. Enter. Go to that. Items. Remove that. Bump this up to 30. 10. So I am using the arrow keys as well as the plus and minus keys to actually increase and decrease these. Just FYI. We don't need to start with any logs. We can easily chop those, chop down trees for those. Increase all these to 20. Because it's never a bad thing to have more booze on hand. I think that was everything that was increasing before. Yeah, that works. And we're not gonna bother treaty fought. That sounds good. The Rampart of Ravens. Sure. Alright, embark. And I'm gonna have to hunt that down and destroy it manually. I apologize for this, guys. I don't know why that was starting up. We're gonna have to just destroy it. So I will be back in a moment. I'm just gonna set us two away for a bit, and I'll turn up the music for you all. Damien, thank you very much for that follow. I'm working on fixing a glitch we're running into. I will be right back. How are you, by the way? Alright, I have managed to disable Stone Sense. I'm gonna try and get this loaded back up before we bring the stream back, guys. Sorry again for this. Alright, there we go. I really deeply apologize for that, everyone. I was not expecting that to happen. Turn down the music a bit more. Let's go ahead and get back to the game, shall we? So, we disabled Stone Sense and it worked. I went ahead and saved it. It's something that I recommend doing after you get embarked, just in case it crashes, and that way you don't have to find your site again and so forth. So here we are on the main menu again. Let's go ahead and play. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Your welcomes are welcome. So, basically, to save the game, you just hit escape, and you go to save game, but it will take you back to the title screen. However, biddies! Thank you, Toshime. I appreciate the biddies. They are very nice. So we're gonna zoom in just a little bit. Unfortunately, the texture pack isn't going to let us be able to see that well, but you know. You've got all of our little animals here. You can see our dwarves. Two of them. There's another one. There's one. There's a few that are on the same squares as other critters, and that's why we're seeing that. Now, we're gonna scroll out. You can use the mouse wheel to do this. That's what I'm doing. So we've got our stream, our stream over here going through the region. We do have fish in here. Sturgeon. A couple of sturgeon. And then the ocean itself down here. I am using a new texture pack that I am unfamiliar with, so it will be a little bit of a getting used to type thing. Especially because apparently we have white dirt. I don't know why. Now, to quick save, if you're using the Lazy Noob pack, you will automatically have this wonderful little utility called Dwarf Hack. And in here, if I remember correctly, it's just you type in quick save and hit enter. It will take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to do it right now. But just so you guys know that that's how it's done. I'll show you at some point. But we're gonna unpause, let people kind of get their bearings for a moment, repause, and now we're gonna hit D, and it defaults to chop down trees. If it doesn't, if that's not what's highlighted, then you'll need to hit T, but it usually defaults to that. Now, just so we don't have our wood falling randomly into these little puddles and ponds and whatever they want to call these things, I'm going to avoid chopping down any trees too close to them. But we're we're gonna select a nice big area of trees to be chopped down. Wood is very easy to come by, typically. If you do run out of wood on the surface, there is always wood down below in the caverns, though it's a bit more dangerous to gather down there. Now, one little thing I like to do with Dwarf Hack, you hit K, go to an empty spot, I believe it is POS? Ah, position, there we go. So this is where the cursor is at. So Dwarf Hack comes pre-built with Lazy Noob Pack, which is what I use. Seriously, don't bother trying to play the game without it. You will regret your life choices. For me, I'm going to spawn in my very own Kangaroo Man with my name. So the location would be 97, 127, 128. Do keep in mind, Dwarf Hack is not perfect. It may break your game. It may cause you to crash, but it will eventually work. And you guys can request to have these spawned in, but not just yet. You'll want to wait a little bit for that. Alright, it worked. So we've got our little Kangaroo Man down here. It's me. Only because we don't have Martins in the game yet. That needs to be fixed, but someday. On pause. One moment. All right. It was very cold. Ooh, soda. Thank you. Aurum just got home and he brought me soda. And
I kept it cold with my body heat.
oh, you mean your non-existent body heat?
My negative body heat. Arm has body heat. It's just so cold. It's more like a fridge.
Yeah, Aurum himself is a fridge.
I mean, I use fridges to warm up when I'm at work. You guys laugh, but I'm not joking.
I know you're not joking. That's the funny part.
We have a cooler in our, what's it called? In the trailer?
Come here so they can hear you.
We got a cooler in the trailer for all our cold stuff, and I open it up and put my hands in it to warm up, because it's warmer in there than it is outside.
Yes, Wolffab, I know about Stream Raiders.
Did you know Stream Raiders is ready?
Jim,
Yeah.
tickle him.
I got a barrier up right now. It's called a coat.
One moment, everyone. I'll get this Stream Raiders going. Alright, let's get Stream Raiders going. Kill all the houses. So does anybody else notice that these houses have pieces of them constantly falling off and getting put back on? I don't think we really need to do much to tear down these houses. Alright. Shaz Dragon has not spoken up, but Wolffab was also tied for most assists. There you go. The Healer Scroll goes to Toshime and the Paladin Scroll to Jaffer. Congratulations. Yay! More scrolls. On to the Orc Encampment. Which is apparently just a single orc because we're not getting much participation on this. I suppose that works. I will murderate it.
Would you like me to bring up Stream Raiders?
Yeah. There's an event going. Get participating.
I was busy with stuff.
Get on voice.
There.
If you want.
Maybe.
I could spawn into Foxman under your name.
That is making it tempting.
Alright, so anyways, as we were saying, we're gonna unpause now. Our dwarves are gonna go off and start chopping down trees. My kitty was going to her hiding spot under my computer on top of my subwoofer, and then I clicked my tongue and she's like, ooh, attention! Isn't that right? I now have a kitty disruption. The kitty is precious. Aren't you, Cece? Huh? She just looks at me like, are you serious? Yes, I'm very serious. Don't give me that look. Unfortunately, this game does require 2 hands. Alright, so our dwarves are slowly picking up everything. What is this? So if you need to know what's... Ooh, we've got river otters here. If you need to know what something is, you just hit K and scroll over the icon. And it'll tell you up here. So that is a river otter and there's dense meadow grass there. We got another otter over here. Whatever the heck this thing is that I overshot. A giant kiwi hen. Interesting. So hit escape to back out of that. Now, we have a very dense, a very deep soil level here. I typically like building a fortress, my fortress into a mountainside. So I think that's what we're going to do here. So we gotta figure out exactly where I want to build that into the fortress, into the mountainside at. I'm kind of leaning to this nice bigger spot here. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. So to get digging, we're gonna do D for designations, D for mine because it defaults to the T for chop down trees, and we're just gonna select this area. I like to make sure that our entrance is big and majestic. So that's what we're gonna do. A grand entryway! So what I'm thinking we're going to do, because we don't have a whole lot of space to work with over here above ground, and one of the best defensive tactics you can do is actually to have your tavern on the main, you know, along the path from your entrance. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to have our entrance here. And because eventually you will get visitors, and if enemies get into your base and go past your tavern, those visitors will assist you with defending your fortress. So it's not a bad idea to, you know, have them, have the invaders go forced to go past your main entrance. Or forced to go past your tavern. So we are going to do... I'm thinking we're going to make it a little bit more grand than I normally... Or rather, not exactly grand, as just larger than I normally do. So we are going to go here... come down to here. So down here, you can see 1 by 7 by 1. So that is up and down for the 7. So the y-axis, I've selected 7 blocks. And then when I start going across this way, it's increasing the x-axis. And we're gonna go to... We're gonna go in 15 squares. So traders are a thing that you need to plan for. Let's see here. All right, so what we're gonna do next, we will do H for channel, which is going to dig out this ground to replace it with a ramp going down. So that way our trader caravans will be able to take it down. Well, actually... while that would be a fun design, I think we're going to keep the traders up here on the surface instead. Yeah, that'll work better, actually. So we're just going to bring this in a little bit deeper. And right about... here, we are gonna do I for up, down, stairs. Oh, right. Hit X because we're gonna build some stairs going down here. So we're gonna remove that designation. Actually, that won't leave much space for the traders. So traders need a 3 wide area, and then your trading depot itself will require... the caravans require a 3 wide area to move through. And then your depot itself is 5 by 5. So we will... yeah, we'll go ahead and make this more shallow. Or, yeah, more narrow. So we're going to do this. Well, no. We'll keep it as it is. So back to digging. This is a purely aesthetic reason, but I just like to have a 7x7 for my trade depot, so I can put stuff on the outside of it. Oops, it was set to chop down trees. And of course, you do need that 3x3 area for them to actually get into it. Now, something you want to do is you want to come up above and make sure you chop down these trees first. Because sometimes they will have roots go... well, almost always they have roots going down into the ground. And if you wind up chopping down the tree later on, for some reason, that's going to disrupt your fortress below ground. So we changed the priority on this using the plus and minus key when we were selecting an area, and reduced it down to priority 1. Just to make sure, because, you know, chopping down trees and mining are 2 different jobs. We're gonna go ahead and remove the designation on this area. And now we'll unpause and let our dwarves get to work. When you are working with an underground area, you do not want to dig out the very edge of the map. That will cause, that will open it up for invaders to come in through that. Now, while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and designate our staircase. I often go with a more grand staircase, a big one. We're gonna go down a few levels. I think we'll go down 10. Now, you can hit F1 at the beginning here as a hotkey. Oh yeah, I mean, you could absolutely set traps for invaders at that level and let them run into those. By all means, go for that. I just recommend planning not to break through. But I also play a more defensive style for the game. But yeah, Toshime is very much correct. So we gotta wait for these trees to get chopped down. So you will find that dwarves are especially effective at chopping down trees where not even the stumps and roots are left behind, which is why you want to clear out these trees first. Because otherwise the dwarves will be... otherwise you'll be opening up the area with a space under... a hole in the ground basically, where the stump and roots used to be. We're just going to go ahead and get the rest of these trees chopped down up here as well. Now, what is this? A colony of termites! Oh, boy! That's not good. Luckily, we don't really make anything out of termite, or out of wood. Dwarves don't like wood. So I think one of our automatic job handlers, most likely Dwarf Hack, changed the job. Apparently my kangaroo man wound up as the woodcutter for some reason, which isn't terrible. But while we're waiting for him, so these are the upper portions of the trees. Obviously, the textures are not the greatest, but this is also a fan-made texture pack. By default, the game is simply ASCII, a bunch of symbols, like that little arrow that I keep popping up with. In fact, why am I popping up with that? Where's my cursor? Ah, there it is. So to change your elevation, you use shift and then the, I can't think of the term for them. I think they're brackets. So we've gone over to him and are with K. And now we hit enter and we can go into the character screen here, as you can see. Let's go ahead and do thoughts and preferences. Within the last season, he felt satisfied after felling a tree. He felt satisfied upon improving woodcutting. He was annoyed when caught in the rain. He is a citizen, yada yada yada. 25 years old. His hair is brown, his skin is pale brown, his eyes are black. Raw Zim likes serpentine, aluminum, moonstone, gems, backpacks, amulets, and animal traps. When possible, he prefers to consume pomegranate wine. He absolutely detests large roaches. You know, yes, that is very true. That last part. He personally finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting, does not respect the law, and values martial prowess. So these are all the thoughts and stuff of your people in your fortress. Some of them are highlighted, as you can see, because these are good. This one is darker because, you know, it's not a good emotion. But yeah, it's every dwarf is kept track of with stuff like that. It's really impressive. Now get back to work! I really should have brought more than one axe. Unfortunately, well, as you can see, they're not... we're running into issues where he keeps going back, I'm assuming for food or drink, before continuing on with his work. Ah! So the icon has changed here, which means he's on his way back over there to get to work. However... those trees are outside of our planned area, so it should, emphasis on should, be safe to mine now. Sometimes with bigger trees, the roots can reach out for several tiles. So you want to watch out for that. So we're going to open up the mining on all that while he goes back to chopping trees. So over here, it looks like we have something else. Please be bees. We have bees! Bees are great to find because you can set up bee farming in this game, and you can actually gather that colony and use them to, well, make honey and stuff. So we have apparently already struck gold. Somewhere down here. I don't know this tile pack, so I don't know what all the icons are. So we got sand and peat. Oh, we're constructing staircases out of sand. I don't think that's a good thing. Regular sand. More sand? Yes. So this is obsidian. We want to get below the... we want to get below the soil and sand levels. So we're looking at gold down here. As well as obsidian. Let me go check that. Make sure it's nothing too crazy that we need to worry about. I think it's just a flux stone. I think it's a flux stone, but I might be wrong. Obsidian is one of the types of stone. Technically volcanic glass, yeah, I know that. Obsidian is... Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we're finding obsidian here. Because, like it says here, it's also found in magma pools and volcanoes, which I've never run into obsidian without a volcano or magma. So I'm surprised to have found it here. Now, that is a good point, Toshime, but I do have it set so it will notify me if they find warm stone. For everybody else, when you get notified that it's warm stone, that means that there is lava somewhere nearby. Typically right on the other side of the block, but sometimes that's not the case. So you gotta keep that in mind and stuff. So this is actually going to help us out because the obsidian has a higher material value than most other things. So we're going to save that for particularly good uses. So it looks like this is the deepest layer we've got. I think I'm going to start digging down here on this lowest level. It'll take our dwarves a little bit longer to get back up to the surface, but I am okay with that. We're going to start digging out. I like to do a nice long hallway. This level is where I think we will put our tavern. We'll put it down here. Up in this area and such. We can expand it from here, but we're going to want to make sure that any invaders have to walk past the tavern. Just so that's where the majority of our dwarves, as well as visitors, will be hanging out. So we want to make sure that that invaders go past it, because visitors typically have a decent combat capability. Hey, Soren! Good to see you. How are ya? So on the other end of this, we are going to do another up-down stair, taking it deeper into the ground. Again, to do staircases, you do I. I typically just do up-down stairs. Technically, you can do only up or only down. I just personally prefer to do up and down. For going between floors, you do have to do up and down, but this way, if you ever need a staircase to like go up to this level, we have that covered already. Now, on this level, we're going to hit escape to get out of that. And then it is Shift H to set up our hotkeys. So we're going to hit F2 at this point and do Z to make it zoom to this location. And then you can change the name with N. So this will be Tavern. And then, of course, your gate, the gate defaults to where your wagon is. But that's how it can be moved later on. Like, we'll probably move it over to here now. And then you just hit Z to make it zoom there. So now when I hit F1, it zooms over there. F2 brings me down here. Hi there, Nate. So we have struck hematite. It looks like it's that block right there. This is why you want to make sure you have the wiki up, because they use names like that. So you just pull this up here. Hematite is an ore of iron. So we have already hit iron, and that is really good. Realgar? What is that? You're going to be looking up a lot of stuff because they use real world names instead of just iron ore. Okay, so it's just a red stone. And then we've got this blue one here. Oh, microcline. Nice. Microcline's just a nice blue color. Alright. We'll run the Stream Raiders in just a moment, Wolffab. So now that our dwarves have cleared out this pathway, we're going to go ahead and designate our tavern to get dug out. I'm going to go this over to here. We're going to make it a nice square area. It is okay to have your tavern be nice and big. You're going to have a lot of dwarves eventually. You're going to have you're going to need a lot of space dedicated to them. Most of my forts, I usually wind up putting the staircase down the center of the tavern. This time, because our main staircase is so close to the edge of the map, I can't really do that. But that's okay. Now, let's see here. I'm just gonna give us a few little entrances into there. A pretty little... Oh no, it's a happy little entrance. Yeah. Now, what I like to do, and the beauty of Dwarf Fortress is you can do whatever you want, but I like to have my kitchens and whatnot up here. All of your workshop, well, most of your workshops rather, are 3x3. So you'll want to plan for that. I'm gonna go ahead and make them a little bigger. Go with a 5x5 each. We'll do that. Because every workshop has blocks on it that your dwarves cannot walk through. So you gotta keep that in mind. Typically, I will just do a 3x3 area, but this time I'm going to go with the 5x5. I think this whole thing is 5 across. Oh no, it's 6. Okay. So we're going to do this. That works out. And I'll do that. So we'll have a kitchen here, brewery here, and that will probably be enough for the time being. I do also typically do a large stockpile for food surrounding this area. So we're gonna do an entrance to the stockpile area there. Remember, you do not want to dig all the way to the edge of the map. Then invaders can come through there. You do want your food stock. I will be separating this food stockpile into multiple areas, but you definitely want to make sure that your food stockpile is fairly large, because ideally you're gonna have a lot of food on hand, just in case. About here. So our dwarves are going to wind up digging at this for quite a while. This is where priorities come in handy, because the main priority here is to get the stockpiles cleared out. So we're going to go ahead and designate for those to be #1 priority. Like so. I should have done that before this, but you know, when I was already designating for them all to be dug out. Those other entrances off to here aren't that important, so we're okay without it. We can do this. We can just leave those priority 4. Do that. And that. And priority 2, I am going to have these workshops here dug out after the stockpile area is. There we go. And now while they're digging that out, I'm going to go ahead and run Stream Raiders. Oh, shh. Start the battle! Yeah, I am very much getting worried about there being lava near the surface on this map, because we're running into stone that is typically present around lava. Oh, we have no crowns to give out this time. Alright, well, the rogue scrolls go to Wolfab and the archer scrolls to Toshime. On to the tall grass. That is fair. Are you starving the kitties? Why are you giggling?
Cece ate her fill and walked away, at least I thought it was her fill. When she heard me shake that, she came running out, saw Kelly, and turned around like, nope.
Alright, go place your troops. The Stream Raiders is back up. We're running into quite a bit of gold, which is nice. Jim is filling the cat's bowl. Hi, Cece.
You were upset I was starved on them. So
No,
the stream,
you're good.
The stream can hear I'm not starving cats.
Yes. They can hear the Cece. Meow for them, Cece. Cece, speak. I have not managed to train my cat on that yet. I blame Aurum. Alright, so where would excuse me. So we're just waiting on this to get done.
You do need to blame Arm there, because he's really hard to train.
Cece is apparently more interested in whatever food you have brought out of the kitchen than anything else.
Hi, kitty.
Cece will steal our food a lot if we let her. I forgot to tell everybody here that she does that. Okay, so this is one of the quick saves I was talking about earlier. I didn't initiate this, but Dwarf Fortress is able to be set up to autosave at the beginning of any season, and it just turned summer, and thus it is saving. I mean, if you'd like, Jaffer, I can absolutely blame you. I wouldn't want you to feel left out, after all. So we're just waiting on this. Something to keep in mind. Your dwarves will each need an individual table, as well as a chair eventually. I actually messed up the placement of a few things here, I just realized. So it looks like... So the best way to go about it, you want, 4 blocks across. I typically do 6 in each column of tables and chairs. You do also want to have a dance floor in your tavern, because your dwarves will like to play music. They'll also like to... dance along with the music. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all of these designations. Along these walls, I will have stockpiles of food and drink, as well as mugs for our visitors, because they will not leave the tavern to go get such items. But it is just a personal preference to have a space around each, It is a personal preference for me to have a space around each, an empty little row. We are going to leave 2 between. We're going to set this to priority 3. Make this 6 across. Bring it up to here. So that's where our table and chairs will go, here and here. Across these 4 tiles. But I'm going to do priority 1. get that mined out. They'll go off into this area and mine all that out. And that is good for now. On this side, we're also going to do 4 in, a 2 block entrance. It's always best to have at least 2 blocks across for your hallways and such, just so your dwarves don't run into each other and whatnot, because they will do that. Now, while we are waiting on things, I'm going to go to B and then W for workshops. So B for building, W for workshops, and we're going to put down a mason's workshop, which is M. Typically, you want to put these down underground, but I like to put a couple above ground for temporary location. Actually, we'll go ahead and put them in here instead. We do have a nice open space here. You can make it basically out of anything. We'll use birch logs for this. And then we also want a carpenter's workshop, which is C. And those will get built, and then we can have our dwarves start cutting the stone, making the nicer stone blocks instead of just rough stone. Alright, here we go. So to get into this, you hit Q, and this allows you to go in and manage the workshop. So this is the Mason's workshop we're hovering over. We're going to hit A, and then we're going to go down with the plus and minus to construct rock blocks. If you want to, you can hit D while that's highlighted and select a specific... Oh god, we even have brimstone here. Oh boy. This may be a terrible place. But I don't really care about specifying any particular type of block. So I'm just going to have a generic rock blocks. And I'm hitting R to repeat that. So they will do that forever in that workshop. For the carpenter's workshop, barrels, we'll do that as repeat. As well as bins. So barrels are what you use to store drink and most food items. Bins are where you store most other things. Do keep in mind as well, there is a bug currently, as of right now, in the game where if you try to put arrows into a bin, it will cause problems because your dwarves won't be able to get them back out. So when you set up an arrow stockpile, you do not want to enable bins there. Just keep that in mind. I'll explain how to do that when we get there. So wooden bin, repeat. So they will make a wooden barrel now, then they'll make a bin, back to barrel, bin, so forth. I am going to do another bin as well as, well, actually, I was going to add in beds to this list, but I think I won't. But we are going to stick with that, so they'll make a barrel, 2 bins, then another barrel. And one of our dwarves will get to work on that shortly, making sure it gets done. Meanwhile, let's check on our dwarves down here, and they're mining. Yeah, Toshime! The fact that I'm finding obsidian and brimstone here worries me. Just a lot.
Plot twist, it's not going to be lava, it's a portal to hell.
Oh no, the clowns are way down below. Yeah, we're not going to... The circus is here. You can access the circus from anywhere. You just have to dig deep enough. I still really need to have actually finish off a fortress by opening up the circus. I have yet to do that. I just kind of had it spoiled for me, so now I'm spoiling it for all of you. So, unfortunately, my throat is starting to give out a little bit, so I'm gonna go to the next part and explain it. I'm gonna get it set up. Now, the next thing you'll want to set up is your general workshop slash storage area. You're gonna want this to be massive. At least for beginning. There are tricks to make things better, but I typically just go for a very, very large one. What I'm going to do with this fort, because of the way it's set up, is I'm just going to make a very large one. Go with 14. We don't want to break this block. We don't want to break these blocks because they are... It would technically open up the stairs from above for monsters to go down them. We can eventually change that so they can't, but that's something to keep in mind. We're going to go with 15 rather. I like to separate my stockpiles into columns. I will explain how to do that next time I do this. But there we go. So I'm going to be designating a lot of area here, but it's going to be a matter of... I'm not really going to go that much into detail on it just yet. And it can always be expanded. I always do my stockpile and stuff on one floor. So that way, and that's the only thing on the floor. So that way our dwarves won't, you know, cause problems. Okay, so that's what I did there. Which means we're gonna go up here and go out to 30. 33, and then 30. Now, for your workshops themselves, what I typically do is the 3x3 area just on the top and bottom of this area, your stockpile. It's the best way that I have found to do it. And basically your dwarves, because of the way that there are, you know, what I explained earlier, where some workshops have spaces that cannot have anything done in them. This is how I manage that. Because they typically either have the top square blocked off or the bottom. So if it blocks off the bottom, you don't place it in... If it blocks off the bottom, you place it down here. If it blocks off the top, you place it up here in the top layer. And trust me, while not all of your stockpiles will be filled with this, you will use up most of this space for storing stuff. And if not, you can always just do a general location. Even though we have a hotkey to here, I'm still going to make another hotkey for this location. So Shift H, F3, Z for zoom, N to change name, workshop, and then enter to designate it. Something I want to explain real quick. When you're building a workshop, you hit B, W, and we will use the Mason's Workshop there. Now, this texture pack seems to be about the same. You see these they're slightly darker squares. These three here, these two, and then this one on this side. These are squares that your dwarves cannot go through. So this one would be okay to place either on the top or bottom. But other ones, such as if you go into furnaces, which is E instead of W, wood furnace, this one has the top middle spot blocked off. From what I understand, even if you had the doorway here, your dwarves could still go diagonally to this spot. However, I have run into some issues with that, and the game's not perfect yet. So that's why I would always recommend just putting this on the top. But most of your furnaces will want to go up there. One that would be a good example, I believe. Okay, the loom is not. I know there's one that is the entire top level, top area is blocked. The still's just the upper left. Kitchen? Well, here's a one that these two are blocked off. So they could only go down to here and then in. But just keep that in mind when you're placing your workshops. But that all said, I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and end for the evening. We will be back to this. But that is the beginning of our January 2020 tutorial. I've done a few tutorial series which are on YouTube if you guys want to follow along with those. I just every now and then start up a new one because that's how I work. It's a lot of talking though, so that's why it's a little shorter of a stream. But anyways, everyone, thank you so much for joining us for Dwarf Fortress. I will be back tomorrow with more streaming. We are going to be doing Tales of Miraleth, Dungeons and Dragons, provided everybody is available for it. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those good things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of all of you that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really could not do it without you guys. But for now, do check out our Patreon. We've got, I am streaming full-time now, but I cannot continue to do so without your support. So please consider checking out our Patreon. There's a link down in the description. It's patreon.com/ZGFgaming, and you can support the channel and make sure that it continues there. Anyways, everyone, thank you for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu. Have a great night, everyone.